Hey everybody, it's that time again. I'm going to go through all the stuff that the Greyhawk community has produced in the second half of February 2025, today on Greyhawk Ragnarok. So the usual disclaimer, I have not received any of these items for free. I have not gotten anything in return for these reviews. I've gone out and bought them myself, and I do these videos just to support the community and to encourage people to keep making stuff. So that said, here we go. First up, we have DR1, The Rhennee of the Flanaess by Derek Long. This is a 57-page PDF that is $9.99. There is some public domain artwork within. The formatting is okay. It's not great. Everything's double spaced, which is weird. This is the same guy who put out the Schwarzenbruin book in the last video, which I really, really liked. There's a lot of good stuff in here. There's a lot of stuff though that is seems to be invented. It's pretty it's pretty comprehensive. It's got demographics and politics and places of interest and factions and adventure hooks and new backgrounds for 5e 2024 and feats and classes and all that good stuff. It's got encounter tables. It's got some maps of the Central Flanaess. It's pretty neat overall. I think it could be tightened up a little bit. It's got the gods of the Rhennee, which seem to be a new invention for this. I googled them and I couldn't find references on anywhere else, but I might have missed something. They do plug this in pretty well with the Gary Gygax books because Gord in Saga of Old City hooks up with the Rhennee at one point in the Atloy, which are the wagon riders instead of the bargemen, and that's where he learns how to be an acrobat. They kind of tie into that, which is a nice little thing. But overall, if you're going to be doing something in the Central Flanaess and you want to really flesh out the Rhennee, this is well worth it. Not sure you need it if you're not doing that. And $10 for a 50-page PDF is a little much, but not. It's not all over the top. So. If you think this would be of direct interest for you for your campaign, then it's well worth getting. Next up, we have Character Options from Greyhawk by Noah Stavish, Douglas Harvey Morose, Kira Hildebrandt, and Revelation Studios. This is an extract of a book that we covered here earlier called Tales from Greyhawk, which is a big, massive adventure thing. This is, if you have that, you don't need this. This is just the character options. So it's got new magic items, new spells. It's got new subclasses, new races and species and stuff like that. So it's just that crunchy stuff. So if you just want the options for your players rather than having this massive series of adventures, this is the thing to get. I messed up and got it anyway. I didn't read it before I put it in my cart. But if you're not interested in the adventures and you just want more stuff for your players, this is definitely worth it. It's $14.95. It's 23 pages. I'm sorry, $4.95. It's 23 pages. It's probably worth it if you just want new stuff for your players. So there you go. Next up, we have Greyhawk Dungeons Volume 2, The Fool's Aqueduct by David Quattrini. This is it says it's 4-page PDF. In reality, when you take out the cover and the legal stuff, it's only a 2-page dungeon. 1 page is the map, 1 page is the description. So just be aware of that. But it's 50 cents. For 50 cents, you're getting a 5-room dungeon. It's you can't beat that. It uses a Dyson Logos map. There's not much to say about it. It's I use cultists headquarters. So if you think you're going to want that or need that, 50 cents, can't lose. Next up, we have 3 Orcs Temple of Elemental Evil DM Supplement, Elemental Temple Leadership and Quests by 3 Orcs. Full disclosure, they credit me in here because I've done a lot of work on Temple of Elemental Evil myself, and I've had discussions with the 3 Orcs guys on Facebook about bouncing ideas and questions and so forth. So be that as it may, I'm going to give you a straight review here. This is a 65-page PDF for $10, and it's pretty much what it says. It is an in-depth analysis of the leadership in the Temple of Elemental Evil. There's diagrams showing who reports to who, and the various intrigues and stuff like that. It describes the interactions of the four temples and the influence of the actual Elder Elemental God in this. I mean, it's really in-depth stuff, and it continues their series of really in-depth treatments of the area of the Crown Hills and the Temple of Elemental Evil and Hamlet and so forth. They do bring in the Elder Elemental God more directly into the temple than I would probably, into the active areas of the temple than I would probably do. But they give they have reasons for doing it, and it's really well done. Then it also has a bunch of quests. So for worth related to the different leaders in the temple. So it's a way to really loop in the characters, your PCs, into the what's going on in the temple, which is, in my opinion, absolutely vital. Half of the fun and interest of running Temple of Elemental Evil is the PCs getting involved and being aware of the interactions and the rivalries and the intrigues among the various factions in the temple. Without that, it's just a big hack and slash boredom fest. And this is a really great way to plug your players into all that stuff that's going on in the background underneath the surface in the temple. So, $10, 65 pages. It's really in depth, really well done. There's like I say, there's the art and there's maps and stuff. So, it's definitely worth getting. Hi, everybody. Please help me keep Greyhawk alive by liking this video and subscribing. It really does help. You can also become a member of the channel or support me on Patreon and get early access to my videos, exclusive content, free or at-cost copies of my Greyheim Adventures modules, and more. Thanks, and now back to the show. Next up, we have Borderlands monsters for Shadowdark RPG. This is exactly what it says. It takes the monsters from Keep on the Borderlands, which was retconned into Greyhawk in Return to the Keep on the Borderlands, and it gives Shadowdark RPG stats. There you go. I'm not really sure how this made it onto DM's Guild or how long it's going to be there, because DM's Guild is supposed to be for 5e, not Shadowdark. So, if you're playing Shadowdark, get it while you can, I think. It's one of those. But I don't play Shadowdark myself, so it's a really limited utility for me. But it's pay what you want, and it's 13 pages, and you get a bunch of monster stat blocks for Shadowdark. So, yeah, can't lose. And last but not least, on DM's Guild, we have Otto's Guide to the Orcs of Oerth by RVN Creative Studios. This is the same outfit that does that non-canonical Greyhawk expanded thing where they chop a orc in half. They've had a bunch of stuff on here before in the past. I have not read this book very specifically because I'm working on my own Orcs of Greyhawk book, and I didn't want to have my book influenced by what they did here, so I'm not going to give it a review. I can't. I haven't even opened it. But I will be doing a video specifically on orcs coming up very, very soon. My book will be dropping very, very soon. But I'll talk about this one then, but it's there. So over on Patreon, where I'm going to talk about free downloads that you don't have to be a member of the Patreon to get. Over at Oerth Odysseys, we've got Bright Tower Keep, which is a kind of a small castle on the Celentan. We've got Fax, a nice map of Fax on the Wild Coast. We've got Cantona, which is a ruined village also on the Wild Coast. There's a Temple of Hextor map, which is really cool. And if you want the high res maps, you have to be a member, but they have the non high res. There are augment crystals for 5e, and the low res maps of the Moray Castle maps, which is really, really cool stuff. And I need to do more on Moray Castle. I got to do a video on this on myself, but you can get all these without becoming a member. So off you go. Next up, over at the Greyhawk Project, William Henry Dvorak has the Hidden Vale of Esmerin. It's a location out in the Solhout Mountains, I believe, in the sort of the western edges of the Flanaess. It's a community where giants and halflings live together. It was briefly described, I think, in one of the later giants modules. Not I don't remember exactly, but he does a very credible job of detailing that location. It's pretty interesting stuff. It's a 16-page PDF, and it is free. But you could probably port this into just about anywhere in the Flanaess or in any campaign, honestly, if you wanted to. It does have CGI art, but I'm sorry, AI art, but he's just giving this stuff away for free, so he's not an artist. So there you go. Definitely worth checking it out. And finally, over at Cannibal Publishing, I think that's how you pronounce it, at their Lakofka archive, there is a new module out. This is the Lanthorn of Velzarkis, LAB1, set in the Lendor Isles, I believe. It is a free download. It is 57 pages, I believe. Yeah, 57 pages. It is done by D.H. Boggs from material by Len Lakofka. It's for first level characters, a lot of art, stock art, and so forth. But again, it's free, and it's based on Len Lakofka's Lendor Isle stuff. So how can you go wrong? And anything that gets Len's more of Len's ideas and work out there, the better, as far as I'm concerned. So there you have it. All the stuff that came out in the last 2 weeks. There's a lot of it. I'm loving this, and just do patronize those creators. Buy their stuff, join their Patreons. Let's keep the momentum going, and let's see a lot more Greyhawk stuff come in 2025. Hope you're having a wonderful, wonderful day, and I will talk to you all later.
Thanks for watching today's video. Please remember to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Below you'll find links to my Patreon, which helps make these videos possible. You'll also find the web store where you can buy my books, and my blog where you'll find all sorts of free downloads and other articles. Thanks, and have a great day.